Kilgara, in a land of myth and a time of magic, the destiny of a great kingdom rests on the shoulders of a young boy. His name, Merlin. At forest, Merlin picks up mushrooms. He hears screeching and gets chased by a griffin. Merlin falls and waits for a deadly blow. Lancelot yells and attacks the griffin with a sword. The sword breaks. Lancelot, run! Run! Lancelot grabs Merlin and they run and hide behind a fallen tree. Lancelot holds his wounded side. Merlin, it's gone. You saved my life. I'm Merlin. Lancelot, Lancelot. They shake hands. Lancelot passes out, at Gaius' chambers. Gaius, the wound itself is superficial. The fever will pass. He should be fine in the morning. Uther and Arthur on horseback survey a burning village. Uther, what creature could have done this? Arthur, we found no tracks in or out. What the villagers say must be true. It has wings and... Uther, what? Arthur, and it took no livestock, only people. Whatever it is, it has a taste for human flesh. Uther, post sentries in all the outlying villages. Put the lookouts on full alert. If this thing should make for Camelot, we must be ready. At Gaius' chambers, Lancelot looking outside the window and then turned to Merlin. Lancelot, ever since I was a child I've dreamed of coming here. It's my life's ambition to join the Knights of Camelot. I know what you're thinking. I expect too much. After all, who am I? They have their pick of the best and bravest in the land. Merlin, Lancelot. Lancelot, yes, Merlin. They are going to love you. Lancelot, they are. Merlin, I've seen you in action. You could shame the great Arthur himself. Lancelot, I hardly think so. Merlin, in fact, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to him right now. Lancelot, you know Arthur? Merlin, oh yes. At training grounds, a nobleman swings a couple of swords around. Arthur, right, you jumped up dung beetle, this is it. The final test. Pass this and you're a knight of Camelot. Fail, and you're no one. You face the most feared of all foes, the ultimate killing machine. You face me. Your challenge to last 1 minute free combat. Grummond, second son of Wessex. Arthur draws his sword and nods to servant with an hourglass. Arthur, your time starts now. Grummond swings the swords around while Arthur watches. Grummond goes for the attack and Arthur takes him down in 2 swift blows. The crowd applauds. Arthur removes Grummond's flag. Arthur, take him away. At Lower Town. Arthur, Grummond's the third to fail this month. How am I meant to defend Camelot with rubbish like that? Merlin, well, I think I might be able to help. Arthur, you, Merlin, you haven't the faintest idea what it takes to become a knight. Courage, fortitude, discipline. Merlin, no. No, of course I don't. But I do know someone who does. Arthur, yeah? Merlin, he saved my life. Arthur. That's blowing it for starters. Merlin, no. He's really good. Honestly.
Arthur, that's great, Merlin. I'm sure he's terrific, but you forget the first code of Camelot. Merlin, the what? Arthur, the first code. Only those of noble blood can serve as knights. So, unless your friend is a nobleman. Merlin, oh, he is a nobleman. Arthur, is he? Merlin, absolutely. Arthur, very well. Bring him to the training ground tomorrow. And make sure he brings his seal of nobility. Merlin, thanks Arthur. You won't regret it.
At Gaius' chambers, Merlin enters. Lancelot, well, did you speak to him? Merlin, yeah, I spoke to him. Lancelot, and, Merlin. And, Merlin feigns disappointment. Lancelot, no. Lancelot shakes his head, disappointed. Merlin, he said he would like to meet you. Lancelot. Yes. Thank you. Merlin, hey, really, it was no problem. Really? It's nothing. Ahem, you're not a nobleman, by any chance, are you? Lancelot, a nobleman? No. Lancelot laughs. Lancelot, good lord, no, why do you ask? Merlin.
It's just that there's this. Gaius, the first code of Camelot states that only those of noble blood can serve as a knight. Uther created the knights to protect this kingdom from those who wished to destroy it. He knew he would have to trust each of his knights with his life. So he chose them from the families that had sworn allegiance to him.
Merlin, the nobility. Gaius, and thus the first code of Camelot was born, and ever since that day, only the sons of noble families have served as knights. Merlin, but that is not fair. Gaius, fair or unfair, that's the way it is. I'm sorry, Lancelot. Truly, I am. Merlin, why do you want to be a knight so much? Lancelot, when I was a boy, my village was attacked by raiders from the northern plains. They were slaughtered where they stood, my father, my mother. Everyone. I alone escaped. I vowed that day that never again would I be helpless in the face of tyranny. I made swordcraft my life. Every waking hour since that day, I devoted to the art of combat, and when I was ready, I set forth for Camelot. And now, it seems, my journey ends. Everything I fought for, wasted. Merlin, I give you my word, whatever it takes, I will make this right. At Hall of Records, Merlin searches for a book. Geoffrey of Monmouth watches him. Merlin takes a book. Merlin, homework. Merlin opens the book, smiles down and closes it immediately. A cloud of dust rises and he sneezes. Merlin sits down. Merlin opens book to a page of Northumbrian nobility and pulls out a piece of parchment. Merlin, Ich us bisen raid torn Hoanen. Merlin copies the page. Geoffrey wanders over. Geoffrey, ahem. Merlin hands Geoffrey the book. Merlin, it's a real page turner. Geoffrey looks at the title. At Physician's Chambers, Merlin enters and holds up the parchment. Lancelot, what's that? Merlin, this is your seal of nobility. Lancelot, I don't understand. Merlin, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Lancelot, fifth son of Lord Eldred of Northumbria. Lancelot, no Merlin. No. Merlin, oh, right. So you don't want to be a knight, then? Lancelot, of course I do. Merlin, well. The rules don't allow it. Damn the rules. The rules are wrong. Lancelot, but it's a lie. It's against everything the knights stand for. Merlin, you have as much right to be a knight as any man. I know it.
Lancelot, but the rules, Merlin. Merlin, we're not breaking the rules. We're bending them, that's all. You get your foot in the door. But after that you will be judged on your merit alone. And if you succeed, if they make you a knight, it'll be because you earned it, noble or not. I can't change the way things are done around here, but you can, if you let me help you.
At Guinevere's house, Gwen takes Lancelot's measurements. Lancelot, T. Ahem, this is very kind of you. Gwen, Gwen. Lancelot, Gwen. Gwen, short for Guinevere. Lancelot, ah. Then thank you, Guinevere. Gwen. Don't thank me. Thank Merlin. Merlin would do anything for anyone, wouldn't you, Merlin? Sorry, can you raise your arms? Thank you. Sorry, I think it's great that Merlin's got you this chance. We need men like you.
Lancelot, you do. Gwen, well, not me personally, but you know, Camelot. Camelot needs knights. Not just Arthur and his kind, but ordinary people like you and me.
Lancelot, well, I'm not a knight yet, my lady. Gwen, and I'm not a lady, Gwen giggles. Lancelot, sorry, my, Gwen. Okay, we're done. I should have these ready in no time. It's nice to meet you, Lancelot. Gwen reaches out to shake hands. Lancelot takes her hand and kisses it. Merlin and Lancelot leave. At courtyard corridor, Merlin and Lancelot walk down the courtyard corridor. Lancelot, she seems lovely. Guinevere. Merlin. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she is. And the best seamstress in Camelot, I promise. Lancelot. Are you too? You know. Merlin laughs. Merlin. No. No, just friends. Merlin gives Lancelot a sideways look. At training grounds, Arthur trains recruits. Merlin and Gwen fix Lancelot's night costume. Arthur, to the recruiters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Merlin, well. You certainly look the part. Gwen. Doesn't he just? Lancelot, I don't feel it. Arthur, to the recruiters, okay, that'll do for today. Well done. Merlin, to Lancelot, here's your chance. Go for it. Arthur puts a sword in the sword rack. Lancelot approaches him. Arthur, yes. Lancelot, Lancelot, 5th son of Lord Eldred of Northumbria. Arthur, Lance. A lot. My servant mentioned you. Got your seal? Lancelot bows as he presents the fake seal to Arthur. Lancelot, sire. Arthur smacks him. Lancelot falls down. Arthur, sluggish reactions. In a battlefield you'd be dead by now. Come back when you're ready. Arthur walks off. Lancelot gets up and places his hand on his sword. Lancelot, I'm ready now, sire. Arthur turns back around. Arthur. You are you? Fine. You can start by cleaning out the stables. Onlookers laugh. Lancelot looks uncertainly at Merlin, who gives him 2 thumbs up.
At Gaius's chambers. Gaius, I'm sorry about Lancelot. I see you were upset. Merlin, oh, you know, that's life. You win some, you lose some. Gaius, you're taking it very well, I have to say. Very mature. Merlin, thank you, Gaius. Lancelot enters covered in dirt. Merlin, how'd it go? Lancelot, ugh. Lancelot goes to Merlin's chamber. Gaius gives Merlin a look. Merlin, he found work at the stables. Gaius, I see. And the truth before I lose my temper. Merlin, he's trying out for the knights. Gaius, the first code of Camelot has never been broken for any man. What have you done, Merlin? Merlin, okay, I bent the rules a little, but the rules are wrong. They're unfair. Gaius, you bent the rules. Using magic. Merlin. It was nothing, honestly. It was more of a trick than actual magic. Gaius, your magic is not a toy, Merlin. It's not for you to use or abuse as you see fit. Merlin, I know. Gaius, then why'd you do it? Merlin, I owe Lancelot my life. I am paying for that debt the only way I can, by giving him the opportunity he deserves. If you want to punish me for it, go ahead. At Lower Town, Arthur and a few guards approach Lancelot. Lancelot continues to sharpen swords. Arthur takes a nearby broom and tosses it at Lancelot. Lancelot looks up suddenly and catches it. Arthur, not bad. Lancelot stands and bows to Arthur. Lancelot, would you like me to sweep the guardhouse again, sire? Arthur, it certainly needs sweeping. But first. Arthur picks up a broom and removes the bristles. Arthur, I'd like you to kill me. Lancelot, sire. Arthur, come on. Don't pretend you don't want to. Lancelot removes the bristles on his broom. Arthur, hell, if I were you, I'd want to. Come on. A fight ensues. Arthur, come on, Lancelot, you're not beating a carpet. They continue fighting. Arthur hits Lancelot in the gut. Arthur, congratulations, Lancelot. Arthur tosses the stick to Lancelot. Arthur, you just made basic training. Warning bells toll. Arthur runs toward the screams. At Main Square, Merlin helps an injured woman to sit near Gaius in the square. Merlin, you're safe now, I promise. Gaius tends another woman. Merlin, how is she? Gaius, okay. Lancelot runs into the square. Lancelot, what happened to these people? Gaius, their village was attacked by a winged monster. Merlin and Lancelot exchange a look. At upper corridor, Uther and Arthur look down at the square. Arthur, I'd hunt this thing down if I could, but I cannot track a creature through the air. Uther, you don't have to track it. First Greenswood, then Willowdale. The creature's heading south, towards the mouth of the valley. Arthur, to Camelot. Uther, you must prepare your knights, Arthur. Arthur, have faith, father. We'll be ready. At Gaius's chambers. Gaius flips through a book of monsters. Gaius, the wings of an eagle and the body of a lion. The wings of an eagle and the body of a lion. At Main Square, Arthur speaks to the Knights of Camelot. Arthur, the beast is heading for Camelot. It's fast and agile, but big enough to hit and hit hard. Starting today, your training routines will concentrate on an attack strategy. We don't have much time. Dismissed. Lancelot approaches Arthur and bows. Arthur. Yes, Lancelot. Lancelot, is there anything I can do, sire? It's just, I know that in the event of battle, only a knight may serve. Arthur, that's correct, Lancelot. And you are not yet a knight. Which is why I'm bringing your test forward. You'll face me in the morning. At training grounds, Arthur and Lancelot are dressed in full armor. Arthur, well, here we are. Your final challenge. Succeed and you join the elite. Fail and your journey ends here. Lancelot, fifth son of Lord Eldred of Northumbria. Arthur nods to the timekeeper. Arthur, your time starts now. Arthur and Lancelot put on their helmets. They fight. Lancelot swings and misses Arthur. Gwen grabs Merlin's shirt in her anxiety. Gwen, oh, sorry. Arthur punches Lancelot. Lancelot falls back, his helmet askew. Arthur puts his sword in the ground, removes his helmet and goes to remove Lancelot's flag. Arthur, shame. Lancelot gets up, knocks Arthur off his feet and puts him at sword point. Lancelot, do you submit, sire? Guards restrain Lancelot. Arthur gets up, apparently angry, and grabs his sword. Arthur, on your knees. Guards force Lancelot to his knees. Arthur puts the sword to Lancelot's chest. At throne room, Lancelot kneels, a sword to his chest. Uther, arise, Sir Lancelot, Knight of Camelot. Applause. Morgana, who is this man? He seems to have come out of nowhere. Gwen, I know. It's been a bit of a surprise to all of us. Uther, you do us a great honor, Sir Lancelot. The knighthood is the very foundation of Camelot. Lancelot, the honor is all mine, sire. Uther, your father would be very proud. Lancelot, yes, sire. Uther, I have not seen Lord Eldred for many years. Longer than I'd imagined, it seems. Last time I saw him, he only had 4 sons. Lancelot, well, here I am. Uther, indeed you are. And I've kept you too long already. Enjoy the celebrations. Lancelot, sire. Lancelot bows. Knights approach him and shake his hand. Uther opens Lancelot's seal and addresses a lady of the court. Uther, take this seal to Geoffrey of Monmouth, the court genealogist. The knights walk out, Arthur's arm around Lancelot's shoulders. Uther, I want his opinion by morning. At Hall of Ceremonies. Arthur and Lancelot sit on table with the drinks. Merlin stands with Gaius. Merlin, look at him, Gaius. Does not Lancelot deserve this moment? Gaius, I never said he didn't. But destiny and deserts are not the same thing. You played God, Merlin. You set him on a path of your choosing. Tonight you brought him triumph, but who knows what the future may hold. Merlin, yeah, I don't know what it said on your invitation, but on mine it said celebration. Gaius chuckles. Gaius, point taken. Don't come back too late. Merlin, all right. At Hall of Records. Geoffrey of Monmouth looks over court records. Geoffrey finds the page of Lord Eldred of Northumbria and looks displeased. Arthur watches Gwen and Morgana while he and Lancelot sit on a table, drinks in their hands. Arthur, here's trouble. Tell me, do you think her beautiful? Arthur watches Morgana. Lancelot's eyes follow Gwen as she goes to stand by Merlin. Lancelot, yes, sire. I do. Arthur, yeah, I suppose she is. Morgana notices Arthur's gaze. Merlin. You know what? I think our Sir Lancelot might have eyes for you, Gwen. Gwen, don't be silly. Merlin, what? So what if he did? Would that really be so bad? Gwen sighs. Gwen, he's not really my type. Merlin, oh, well, there's a surprise. Sometimes, Guinevere, I wonder if you'd know what your type was if he was standing right next to you. Gwen looks wistfully at Merlin. Gwen. You're probably right. Merlin grabs another drink from a passing servant. Merlin, so, come on. Just for the sake of argument. If you had to, Arthur or Lancelot. Gwen, but I don't have to and I never will. Merlin. Oh, you are no fun, Gwen. Arthur pounds on the table. Arthur, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a toast to our new recruit, our new knight of Camelot, Sir Lancelot. The crowd applauds. Lancelot and Arthur toast. At Gaius's chambers, Merlin and Lancelot come out of Merlin's room with hangovers. Lancelot, 2 yards of ale. 2 miles, more like it. Gaius, good morning, gentlemen. Gaius holds out 2 fizzing drinks. Gaius, don't look at it, don't smell it, just down it in one. Lancelot, Gaius, better, good. Can't have you nodding off first day on the job, Lancelot. Merlin, that's Sir Lancelot, if you don't mind. They laugh. Guards enter. Merlin, what are you doing? Guard, King's orders. The guards grab Lancelot and escort him out. Merlin, stop. At council chamber, Lancelot on his knees before the court. Uther, tell him what you told me. Geoffrey, these credentials are faked. The seal itself is faultless, forgery of the highest possible standard, but a forgery it must be. There is no record of the 5th son of Lord Eldred of Northumbria. Therefore he. Uther, lead. Do you deny it? Lancelot, no, sire. Uther, you've broken the first code of Camelot. You've brought shame upon yourself and upon us. You are not worthy of the knighthood bestowed upon you. You never were, and you never will be. Get him out of my sight.
Guards escort Lancelot out. Arthur, sire. Uther, do you contest my judgment? Arthur, his deception was inexcusable. But he meant no harm, sire, I'm sure of it. He only wished to serve. Uther, the first code is a sacred bond of trust. It is what binds the knights together. How can you trust a man who's lied to you? At Dungeon's cell, Merlin visits Lancelot in the dungeons. Merlin, I don't know what to say to you, Lancelot. Lancelot, you're not to blame. Merlin, yes, I am. I pushed you. I made you lie. Lancelot, the choice was mine. My punishment is mine to bear, and mine to bear alone. Merlin, I wish there was something I could do. Lancelot, there is. You can stop blaming yourself. At Gaius' chambers, Gaius, Merlin, Merlin. Whatever you do, don't say, I told you so, Gaius. I have no wish to gloat, Merlin. What's done is done. Here, come and take a look at this. I realized my mistake. I've been looking for the creature in the wrong place, in the records of all known living things in the kingdom. And then I thought, but what about creatures only recorded in legend? In myth? Then I discovered this. Merlin, that is it. That's the monster. Warning bells sound. Merlin and Gaius go to the window. People run wildly around the square, screaming as the griffin swoops down overhead. Arthur, on me, on me. Knights surround Arthur in a defense pattern. Arthur, defense. The knights crouch down. The griffin attacks. Lancelot rushes to the bars of his cell. Lancelot, what's happening? The knights get up and reform attack pattern. The griffin lands in the square. Arthur, charge, on me. Arthur strikes the griffin in the chest with a spear. The spear breaks. Arthur is surprised and falls backwards. A guard tosses him a torch. Arthur waves the torch at the griffin and it takes off making hissing sounds. Council chamber, Arthur, Uther, and their entourage enter. Uther, you said your knights were the best in the land. You proved that today. Arthur, all I know is it's still out there. Uther, let's not wait for it. The kingdom has been menaced by this creature for too long. We finish this now. Gaius, sire, if I may. Uther, Gaius, Gaius. I've been researching this creature, sire. I believe it to be a griffin. Uther, a griffin? What's in a name? Gaius, the griffin is a creature of magic. Uther, I don't have time for this, physician. Gaius. It is born of magic, sire, and it can only be killed by magic. Uther, you are mistaken. It's a creature of flesh and blood like any other. Arthur proved that today. Arthur, I'm not so sure, father. I think there may be some truth in what he says. Uther, what truth? Arthur, the griffin was unharmed, sire. Our weapons seemed useless against it. Uther, useless? I think not. No, it's tasted our steel once, the next time will be its last. When will your knights be ready to ride again? Arthur, an hour. Maybe 2. Uther, good. We finish this tonight. At Gaius' chambers, Merlin and Gaius enter.
Merlin, is it true? The griffin can only be killed by magic. Gaius, yes, Merlin. I'm certain of it. If Arthur rides out against it, he'll die.
Merlin, then he must be stopped. Uther must see reason.
Gaius, where magic is concerned, our king is blind to reason. And yet, magic is our only hope. Merlin, you're not suggesting. Gaius, it is your destiny, Merlin. The true purpose of your magic. Merlin, you saw it, Gaius. I can't go up against that thing. Gaius, but if you do not, then Arthur will surely perish. Merlin, no, this is madness. I don't have magic that powerful. There must be another way. Gaius, this is the only way. Merlin, do you even care what happens to me? Oh, just do this, Merlin. Do that, Merlin. Go and kill the griffin, Merlin. I'll just sit here and warm my feet by the fire. Gaius, Merlin. Merlin, you are the only thing I care about in all this world. I would give my life for you without a thought. But for what? I cannot save Arthur. It is not my destiny. You know. Merlin, I'm sorry. Gaius, I don't know what else I can say. Merlin, I'll say it for you. We have 2 hours to find a way to kill that thing.
At Dungeon's cell, Arthur enters Lancelot's cell. Arthur, I should have known. How could I have been so stupid? You don't sound like a knight, you don't even look like a knight. Lancelot, I'm sorry. Arthur, I'm sorry, too. Because, Lancelot, you fight like a knight. And I need. Camelot needs. Lancelot, the creature. Arthur, we could not kill it. I've never faced its like.
Lancelot, I faced it myself, sire. Some days passed. I struck it full square. I wondered how it endured. Arthur, there are those that believe this creature, this griffin, is a creature of magic, that only magic can destroy it.
Lancelot, do you believe this? Arthur, it doesn't matter what I believe. The use of magic is not permitted. The knights must prevail with steel and sinew alone. Lancelot, sire. Arthur, There's a horse waiting outside. Lancelot, thank you, sire. Arthur.
Lancelot, take it and never return to this place.
Lancelot, no, please, It's not my freedom I seek. I only wish to serve with honor. Arthur, I know. Lancelot, then let me ride with you, sire. Arthur, I cannot. My father knows nothing of this. I release you myself, but I can do no more. Now go before I change my mind. Arthur walks towards the wall so Lancelot can exit the cell behind him. At Gaius' chambers, Gaius and Merlin flipping through a book. Gaius, there. You must do this for Arthur. Merlin. I've never cast a spell of enchantment this powerful. Gaius, nothing less will kill it. Here. Gaius hands Merlin a rusty dagger. Gaius, try. You have it within you. I know you do. Merlin, breakdown and wield gaffaluettes. Nothing happens. Merlin and Gaius look at each other.
Gaius, don't worry, Merlin, we have plenty of time.
At Guinevere's house, Lancelot knocks on the door and enters. Lancelot, I'm sorry to disturb you, my lady, Gwen.
Lancelot, what are you doing here? Lancelot, I have no time to explain. I need weapons, armor, and the best you've got.
Gwen, but what's this all about? Lancelot, Arthur stands in mortal peril. I must do what I can to protect him. It's my duty, knight or not. Gwen, you really believe that, don't you, Lancelot? Yes, my lady. Gwen, Lancelot, I don't believe I've ever met your like before. Lancelot, Guinevere, if I should not return. Gwen, don't go, Lancelot. Please, Lancelot, but go I must. Gwen nods. Arthur marches down line of armored knights. Arthur, it's time. The knights follow him out and ride out of Camelot. At Gaius' chambers, Merlin continues to try the spell. Gaius, don't worry, Merlin. I know you're trying. Merlin, and I'm failing. And if Arthur dies because I'm not good enough. Gaius, Merlin. Gwen runs in. Gwen. Merlin. Lancelot's riding out to kill the griffin. Merlin, he's what? Gwen shrugs her helplessness. Merlin runs out. Gaius, Merlin. At Lower Town, Merlin runs to Lancelot as Lancelot saddles a horse. Merlin, I'm coming with you. Lancelot, no, you're not. Merlin, just try and stop me. Lancelot, Merlin, you're not a soldier. Merlin, you said it yourself. Lancelot, Arthur needs all the help he can get. Now let's go. At Forest, mounted knights approach the griffin in the woods. Arthur draws his sword. Mounted knights approach the griffin in the woods. Arthur draws his sword. Arthur, for Camelot. The knights draw their swords. Knights, for Camelot. Merlin and Lancelot ride along. They can hear dying men, sword clanging, and the screech, hissing griffin. They reach the fallen knights and dismount. Merlin, Arthur. Merlin feels for Arthur's pulse.
Lancelot, well, Merlin, he's alive. The griffin hisses. Lancelot rides into attack position with a lance and shuts his visor.
Merlin, okay, Merlin, it's now or never. Lancelot rears his horse. Merlin, breakdown and wield gaffaluettes. Nothing happens. Lancelot charges. Merlin, breakdown and wield gaffaluettes. Nothing happens. Lancelot passes Merlin. Merlin, breakdown and wield gaffaluettes. The griffin charges.
Merlin, breakdown and wield gaffaluke. The lance flames blue, hits the griffin dies, and the magic glow disappears. Merlin celebrates. Merlin, yes. Arthur wakes. Merlin runs off. Lancelot removes his helmet. Arthur, Lancelot. Lancelot, sire. Arthur. You did it. You killed it, Lancelot. Merlin bursts into the physician's chambers. Gaius, you did it. Merlin, I did it. Gaius and Merlin hug. Gaius, thank God. At council chamber. Arthur enters. Uther, you did it, my son. You did it. Arthur, not I, father. It was Lancelot. Lancelot enters. Uther, what's he doing here? Arthur, father, I can explain. Uther, you wait outside. Lancelot exits and the guards close the doors. Uther, you had no right to. The doors block out all sound. Merlin rounds the corner. Merlin, what are they doing? Lancelot, deciding my fate. At council chamber, Uther and Arthur argue. Arthur, I confess it, sire. I released him and I'll take the consequences. But surely Lancelot's actions change things. Uther, his actions change nothing. He broke the code. Arthur, he laid down his life for me. He served with honor. Uther, I see you feel strongly about this, Arthur. Under the circumstances. A pardon, perhaps. Arthur, no, not good enough, father. You must restore Lancelot to his rightful place, as a knight of Camelot. Uther, never. The law is the law. The code bends for no man. Arthur, then the code is wrong. At outside the council chamber of doom. Merlin, they'll restore your knighthood, of course they will. You killed the griffin. Lancelot, but I didn't kill the griffin. Lancelot walks slightly away from the guards. Lancelot, you did. Merlin, that's ridiculous.
Lancelot, Bregdan Anwield, I heard you. I saw you.
Merlin looks worried. Lancelot, don't worry, your secret's safe with me. But I cannot take the credit for what I did not do. There'll be no more lies, no more deceit. Merlin, what are you going to do? Lancelot, the only thing I can do. Lancelot bursts through the doors. Uther.
What is this? Guards restrain Lancelot. Lancelot, let me speak. Uther, wait. I'll hear him. Guards release Lancelot. Lancelot, forgive me, sire. I've come to bid you farewell.
Arthur, what is this, Lancelot? Lancelot, I lied to you both and now there is conflict between you. I cannot bear that burden, as you should not bear mine. I must start again, far from here. Then maybe one day fate shall grant me another chance to prove myself a worthy knight of Camelot.
Arthur, but, Lancelot, you've already proved that to us. Lancelot, but I must prove it to myself, your highness. Lancelot bows to Uther. Lancelot, Prince Arthur. Lancelot bows to Arthur and backs out of the room. Arthur looks crestfallen. At Morgana's chamber, Gwen stares out the window at Lancelot's retreating figure.
Morgana, Gwen. Guinevere. Lancelot. Guinevere.
Oh, yes. Morgana, come, Gwen. We've a busy day ahead. Guinevere. Yes, my lady. At battlements, Merlin and Gaius watch Lancelot ride off. Merlin. Perhaps you were right, Gaius. Perhaps I should have never got involved. Gaius. No, Merlin, I was wrong. Lancelot needed you and you needed Lancelot. Your destinies were entwined. Merlin. Will he ever return? Gaius. That I cannot say. Merlin. Till next time then, Sir Lancelot.